Hey, this is Tim at FirstBuild, and as you may know if you've been following the development of our indoor smoker, it all started when I bought this fridge on Craigslist and it evolved into the Profile Indoor Smoker. What you probably don't know is that not long after I switched to a vegan diet, but I still love smoked food, and I love the fact that the indoor smoker allows me to experiment with different items. And today we're going to try some of those and see what kind of results we can get with meat alternatives in the indoor smoker. We'll start here. We have a chicken alternative, which is already in a strip form that we're going to try to smoke and season. Next we have ground beef alternative. It's one of the popular brands that you probably heard of, but it was in a meatball format, so it was a little bit easier to work with in smoking this test. Next we have steak. These are actually steaks that are made from mushrooms. And next we have jackfruit. So this is green jackfruit, which is supposed to be a good pulled pork alternative. It is important that it's green. Once it turns ripe, it's definitely more sweet and fruity, but in the green state, it should smoke up like a nice pulled pork. Moving on around, we have some sausages. Now these are already seasoned. They actually already have a smoked flavoring. It's smoke and apple, but we're gonna see if the Ardent can take that up a notch and give us an even more smoky sausage. Next we have, this is also seasoned, but it's a Korean beef alternative with like a Korean barbecue soy sauce. So that'll be interesting to try something with a sauce already on it and see if we can impart some of that smoke flavor into it. And last we have a breakfast sausage. So this is again already seasoned. We're gonna see if we can use that smoke to take it to the next level. We're gonna see how many of these items we can get into the smoker and smoke them all at once. And our strategy in here is to elongate the cooking time versus what might be on the label to get more time for those smoke flavors to get into the products. So we're going to be using a lower temperature and more time and the highest smoke level in order to try to maximize our efforts. And we're going to go as far as doneness on internal temperature. That's the nice thing on a lot of these products. They specify on the package an internal temperature to cook to. So we can cook to that temperature with the probe that comes with the indoor smoker. So we're going to do a probe cook. We're going to set the target probe temperature to 165, which is as directed per the label, with a 200-degree temperature and a smoke level of 5. That way that it will cook as long as it needs to in order to get to that temperature. Because the indoor smoker is connected, once I start the cycle, I'll get notification on my phone if it needs any attention. So in the meantime, I'm free to go to do anything else I need to do. It's all done, we're back, and I'll admit I was a little bit skeptical, but we were able to fit all these alternative meat products into the indoor smoker. The process went pretty good. As we mentioned, I used the probe. I put that into the steak because that was kind of the thickest piece and used that to determine the end cook point. Some of these smaller items I did pull out sooner along the way as they looked done, but the whole thing took about 2 hours from start to finish. So now it's time to give this stuff a taste. So are you familiar, or have you had jackfruit before?
I've had it before, I think in a taco, but I don't think I've ever had it smoked.
So by itself, it doesn't really taste like a convincing meat alternative. The texture is good, and the smoke flavor is good. I'm gonna try it with barbecue sauce. I think this is oftentimes prepared to be like a pulled pork, where you'd have a lot of sauce involved.
I do taste the smoke though.
The smoke is there. It just has a kind of a little bit of a sour taste that is not meat-like, but it's delicious.
So what is this actually, do you know?
As far as what I think, it's probably gluten-based, but I didn't check.
That's actually pretty convincing.
Definitely the smoke flavor is there.
Mm-hmm. And these are meatballs?
Yeah. These came out at the same time as the chicken. I think it's the most smoke flavor so far.
The most smoke flavor?
You don't get it?
I was gonna say, I wish it was in a little bit longer.
We already had some good options in the indoor smoker cookbook for non-meat options like sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, even fruits for mocktails and cocktails. But really what I wanted to do with this experiment is see if we could expand that and see how close you could get to a smoked meat flavor. And from my perspective, it was a great success. I think it really added a lot of flavor to a lot of these, and that smoke helps you with a more convincing meat experience, since a lot of meat is either grilled or smoked. And the nice thing is it's easy to try experiments like this with the indoor smoker. It's pretty quick and easy, and that way you can iterate to try different things like different pellets, different cook times, different rubs. If you're a vegetarian or vegan and like to see us try anything else, let us know in the comments, or if you've had your own experiences and would like to share them, we'd definitely like to hear about it. See you guys next time. Bye.